and welcome back to my channel, and happy new year. I can't believe that it is 2021. Like, we did it, guys. We survived the year 2020. I know 2020 was not what we expected at all, but it's always important to look at the bright side and just reflect on the positives that 2020 brought us. But anyways, this is just a video to tell you guys about my current 2021 resolutions and goals that I have set for myself, and to also reflect on my goals and resolutions from last year and just let you guys know what I actually was able to achieve. I'm just so excited to see what 2021 brings me in my channel. If you guys didn't already notice, I switched up my channel banner, my profile picture, my intro, outro, like literally everything is different now on my channel, so let me know down below how you like it. But without further ado, let's get into my 2020 goals and resolutions and which ones I got to achieve. So instead of telling you guys what my 2020 goals and resolutions were, I will show you guys. So last year and this year, my mom and I made a vision board of the things that we would like the year to bring us. And although I didn't get to achieve a lot of them due to the pandemic, I was able to achieve a good amount of them, actually. Like, I was pretty surprised at how much I got to achieve within the past year. And then also I have my 2021 board, which I think looks so nice. I love how there's a color scheme for both. I didn't even plan that. Like, it wasn't like I planned, oh, I'm gonna do blue this year and pink this year. Like, I didn't even think of that. It just happened. But anyways, we are just gonna go from like top to bottom, and I'll tell you guys what I got to achieve. So this first picture is just a picture of someone driving. So that was the picture to reflect a road trip. So I didn't get to do the road trip that I was mentally planning for myself. I really wanted to take a road trip to either Boston or Washington, D.C. with my friends. But because of the pandemic and we wanted to keep each other safe, my friends and I actually ended up traveling to Cape May. Alright, so sorry if the camera shifted a bit. My camera actually just died. But anyways, going back to the road trip, my friends and I went to Cape May, and that was super fun. And Cape May is about like an hour and a half from me, so it technically was a road trip because it's a bit of a hike to get there. So I would have to say I checked this one off for sure. Next, I had that I wanted to learn how to cook, which I definitely did. Ever since the pandemic started in March, I decided to make my family and I a meal every single week. So mainly on Wednesday nights, that would be my night to make dinner for all of us. So I just found a recipe off of Pinterest and I went from there. And I would have to say I learned how to cook. I self-taught myself, and I would have to say I'm pretty good at it now. So now I am ready for the day that I eventually move out and am living on my own. I know how to cook, so how exciting. All right, next I had to visit New Orleans, or New Orleans. I still don't know which one is the correct term. I had always wanted to visit that place. I was kind of playing around with the idea of visiting New Orleans for my birthday, my 21st birthday, but of course that didn't happen. I didn't even get to do pretty much anything that I was planning to for my birthday because everything shut down the day before I turned 21, so those ideas were just out the window. But I still would love to travel to NOLA one day. I just think that it's such a beautiful place filled with such rich history, and I absolutely love jazz as well. I still think that it would be such a fun place to visit once everything is over with this pandemic. I didn't really put this picture here for the sake of obtaining a G-Wagon. I just put it as like an inspiring photo, like something that I can look forward to in the future. So I put a picture of a G-Wagon. I love G-Wagons. That is my dream car. I just put the photo here, not in the sense that like, oh, in 2020 I'm gonna have a G-Wagon. Like, obviously not, but it was just like a nice picture to look at. It always made me smile when I saw it on my vision board. Okay, so next we have a quote, and it says, "Real growth requires you to step out of your comfort zone." And I for sure would have to say I did grow a lot within 2020. I truly found myself, and I learned that you truly do need to step out of your comfort zone in order to grow and achieve more in life. So I definitely resonated with that quote for sure, and I will continue to look at that quote and just think of all the possibilities that are out there for me. Next, I had a picture of Live with Kelly and Ryan because I had always wanted to go visit their show in New York City, because if you apply like months in advance, you can become like a studio audience member for the day. So I had always wanted to do that, but of course with the pandemic, studio audiences were not a thing last year, so I unfortunately couldn't do that, but hopefully in the future I can. Next, I put a picture of a Canon G7X because I really wanted that camera for vlogging, and also just like a little picture to remind myself that I wanted to get back into YouTube for 2020, which I definitely did. I am so grateful that I got back into YouTube during 2020. I made so many amazing friends, and it's just been such an amazing outlet for me. Like, I feel like I can truly be myself and be creative, and I just love YouTube. And also I love this camera. It's the camera I'm filming on right now. I just love the quality. Oh, my friend Jess is calling. Hi. Oh my god, so cute. Oh my goodness.
Sleeping.
Oh my god, that was such a pleasant surprise. My friend was showing me her new puppy. That just put me in such a great mood. Aw. So going back to my 2020 vision board, it's like weirdly laid out in the middle here, so I'm just gonna jump to this quote, and I'm sure you guys will recognize it, but it feels so good to be so young and have this fun and be successful. I'm so successful. So obviously that is a quote from Ariana Grande's song Successful. I just love that quote from that song so much. Since I do want to become an actress, I feel like that's just the perfect quote to have on a vision board. And I just love that song too. Like, Successful is one of my favorite Ariana songs. I just loved looking at that quote, and it made me happy. Next, clearly this didn't happen either, but I put an airplane for traveling. Sadly, there was no traveling whatsoever this year, which was just so unfortunate. But I mean, obviously I was not gonna travel with the pandemic. Like, I know some people still are, but I just personally don't feel comfortable sitting on an airplane with a bunch of people I don't know and masks. Like, no thank you. Next, I have a picture of money. I don't know, this was just like a up to your interpretation type of picture. Like, I didn't necessarily say like, oh, I'm going to get money from this or that. I just wanted to come into money last year, which I would have to say I did. I definitely worked a lot and was able to have a sufficient amount of money in my bank account. Normally that does not happen at all because of college. I'm constantly spending money at school, so my bank account was always the worst. Like, it was kind of embarrassing looking at my bank account when I was in school, but because of the pandemic and not really going out as much, I was able to save up a lot of money, which was great. Next, I had a picture of these Gucci sneakers. I don't really know why, like, looking back at it now a year later. I mean, like, they're cute, but I feel like I just would never get them. I don't know, maybe last year I was like, ooh, I would love to get these, like, probably not this year, but in the future when I have money. But now looking at it, I'm like, I don't think I would even really wear them, so I don't know. I don't know why I put that on there. I put another quote, and it says, "Make yourself proud," which I would have to say I did make myself proud. I feel like there were many moments last year where I was like, wow, I've definitely grown a lot within the past couple years and have just been more in tune with myself. So yeah, I'd have to say I did make myself proud. Next, I have a picture of like a little medal and it says Dean's List on it. And I ended up getting Dean's List for the first and last time ever. So that was exciting. I got Dean's List during spring semester. So I was happy that I was able to achieve Dean's List at least once during my college career. I was very proud of myself for that moment. Next, I put a picture of the little clapboard for acting, and although I didn't really get to go out and audition for anything, I did feel inspired again, because for a couple years now, like ever since I went to college, I put acting on the back burner and just really lost my passion for it. But I feel like last year I really explored the possibility of getting back into it and making that my future career again. So I'd have to say that that picture did come true, because now I am passionate about acting again. Next, I put a picture of Boston, because I had always wanted to go to Boston, still have never went. So we shall see. I mean, my brother did apply to a few schools in Boston, so if he does end up going to a Boston school, I will probably go to Boston this year, but unfortunately I did not go last year. Next, I put a picture of an iPhone 11, which I did end up getting. I got my iPhone 11 back in March, so that was fun and exciting. Next, I put a picture of a Michael Kors bag. So random. I actually ended up getting two. One of them I thrifted for 50 bucks, which is still like so crazy to think about. Like, I'm so excited about that purchase. Like, I can't believe I literally got a bag for $50, and it's like really nice quality as well. And then I got a smaller bag for Christmas. And then the very last thing from my 2020 board was to learn Spanish. So I just had this picture and it says hola on it. I did not end up learning Spanish last year. I was really into it for about a month. I got the app Duolingo, which I would have to say is so helpful. Like, if you want to learn any language, definitely get the Duolingo app. It works wonders. Like, I just love the whole format of it, and I feel like I was actually getting a lot out of it. And for that 1 month, I did learn a lot, which was really good. That is my 2020 board. I can't believe how much I actually accomplished. Like, now that I've reviewed this with you guys, I'm like, wow, I actually did accomplish a lot. Yay, very exciting. I'm so, so grateful for everything 2020 has brought me and taught me. So now moving on to 2021. Okay, so just like with the last board, I'm just going to work my way from top to bottom, left to right. So first, I actually made this edit last year, I think in like August or September, because I actually printed it out and put it on my little cork board over there in my room. But it is just a picture of my channel banner and my profile picture, and I edited in 100K subscribers. Obviously my channel banner and profile picture look different now. I would love to achieve 100,000 subscribers this year. I am just so, so passionate about YouTube, and it would just be a dream to make this my side hustle. So that is what I am striving for this year. Next, I have a picture of a girl reading, because I want to read at least one book a month. I have not really been much of a reader all my life. I was really into reading back in elementary school, which totally makes sense because I definitely had more time on my hands back then. But now that I kind of do have more time right now, I would definitely love to read at least one book a month. I have so many books in mind that I want to get into reading, so hopefully I can read at least one book, maybe 2 a month. Next, I put a picture of someone holding a crystal, because I really got into crystals last year, like collecting crystals, but I never actually used them properly. Like, yeah, sometimes I would hold them in the palm of my hand, but there are just many ways to effectively use crystals, and I felt like I wasn't doing that at all last year. So I just want to learn how to use them properly so that they can actually guide me through life and just help me out. Next, I put a picture of money. Just like last year, I didn't really have like a set intention of like, okay, I'm getting money from a specific thing. But this year, I feel like I just want to hustle. I want to work hard at making my streams of income consistent, because I do want to move to LA, but of course you need money when you're moving somewhere. So I for sure want to work hard at all of my streams of income and be able to afford living in LA. Next, I put a picture of the Netflix logo, because my absolute dream as an actress is to be in a successful Netflix film or a Netflix series. I just love anything from Netflix. I feel like Netflix always gets such amazing TV shows and films. Next, I put this little equation, and it says passion plus consistency equals success. So that quote has to deal with many things. Like obviously as an actress, I really have to apply my passion and being consistent with growing and auditioning and everything, because those things will lead me to success. And also with like my channel, with uploading consistently and then also fueling my passion into my videos, I will have success in YouTube. Next, I have a quote, and it says, "She has that girl boss hustle." I just want this to be something that people look at me and think of. I want people to be like, dang, she really works hard at everything she does, and she puts like 110% into everything. My word of the year, I explained this in my podcast episode, which comes out on Monday, but I talked about how my word of the year is hustle, but in the sense that I am just really working hard at everything I do. I'm putting so much time and passion into it and seeing the results I want to see. Next, I put the 100K play button from YouTube. That kind of correlates with this, but this is like the actual like tangible object, like having that frame in my room to symbolize how hard I've worked this year on my channel. Next, I put a little cartoon of someone meditating, because I want to get into meditation this year. So I actually just found out that Netflix came out with a guide to meditation from that app called Headspace. I know a lot of people use that app for meditation purposes, but I think that that would be such a great way for me to get into meditation. So I've tried to learn in the past, but I just feel like I could never calm down my mind to where I'm effectively meditating. So I just really want to learn how to really get in the zone and just be able to focus on my breathing and everything, because I feel like with myself, and I know many other people can attest to this, but I feel like sometimes our minds are just running a mile a minute. We're just thinking so much about everything going on in our lives. So it's important for us to just take those 10 to 15 minutes to really breathe and just release all of the stress that you have built up inside you. So I feel like I would really love meditation. I feel like that's just so up my alley as a person. Like if you know me in real life, you know that that would be something that I would actually strive in. So I definitely want to get into meditation. Next, I have this cute little map of LA. It just has everything that makes up LA. So you can see Santa Monica, Bel Air, the Arts District, Marina del Rey. So you just see everything in LA, because as I mentioned before, I do want to move to LA. So it's just a little graphic of what my future will be living in LA. On the bottom left here, I have this Bank of the Universe check. I have heard so many great things about doing this. Like in whatever you want in life, you can just write out a check to the universe, like, okay, I'm going to make this payment to myself for this amount of money on this day, and you're like just setting that intention and manifestation, and a lot of people have seen success from it, which is amazing. So my mom was actually just telling me about this last night, but she said that Jim Carrey had actually used this method of manifestation and it worked for him. He had written out a check for $400,000. I think that was the amount, like don't quote me on that. And he wrote it like from the universe to himself, like just like this. And he wrote a specific date down as well. And on that exact date, he got that check written out to him for getting the job of The Mask. Like that was one of his most famous movies that he's in. And it's just crazy to think about how it happened to him. It can happen to anyone. So I think that that is just a great little method for manifesting. So I just wrote out a check to myself for being a featured role in a successful film. Okay, so moving on, I have a screenshot of the song Level Up by Sierra, and I just wanted to pick a song that would be my anthem for this year, and I just think that that song is such a jam. I think that song really pumps you up and just puts you in the best mood ever. So I just really love that song, and there's this one quote from the song that I really liked. Let me pull it up for you guys. Okay, so the quote that I'm talking about from the song is, "I just keep elevating, no losses, just upgrading," which I just think is so awesome. I literally love that quote so much. And I actually moved the little dial on the song, or like whatever it's called, like the sliding thing, to where she says that line. So it's at the 43-second mark of the song. So I thought that was pretty cool as well. And then the very last picture I have is of a bunch of like camera equipment for acting. You can see the clapboard, the camera, lights, the mic. So it just symbolizes me pursuing acting. So these are all the things that I am going to achieve this year. I am manifesting it, and I just love how this board turned out. I am just so excited for what 2021 is going to bring me. Like literally every single time I think about this year, I just get so happy, and I just get this warm and fuzzy feeling inside me. Like I truly feel like this is going to be an amazing year, and it's just going to be life-changing for sure. Like I already know that so many things are going to happen this year. Like I actually graduate college this year, which is just insane to think about. Like what? I am making big moves this year, guys. I am so excited to do this video again next year and be able to check off even more things than I did last year. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and click that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. And also comment down below what videos you would like to see from me. I have some pretty exciting videos planned for this month, but I want to know what you guys want to see. So definitely let me know in the comments down below. So that is it, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!